Hi everyone, Sura here. Happy 4th of July. I thought it would be fitting to talk about freedom since the 4th of July symbolizes freedom and independence. A lot of people know about the benefits of meditation that includes stress relief and improving your immune system. It has a myriad of health benefits, including, decreasing inflammation. There's so many benefits to meditation, but one of the main benefits and purposes of meditation is personal liberation. It's self-realization. And what does it mean to find freedom through meditation? What are we actually liberating ourselves from? You could say that we're liberating ourselves from our mind, the conditioning of our mind, from fear consciousness, stress consciousness, anxiety, any of the energies or the vibrations that keep us from being present, from having our full peace, of being free in who we are. Some traditions relate that to finding freedom through divine union. You could also call it just being your true self. And having that freedom to express yourself fully, to live your heart fully, to live in alignment with what feels true for you. And it can also include freedom from the beliefs, the conditioning, freedom from the ideas or ideologies that we've grown up with that are actually limiting instead of freeing, instead of being expansive for you. So there are ways of living, ways of thinking that we might not know are actually limiting us. And what meditation helps us to do is more clearly and consciously observe our mind, the patterns in our mind. And when we can start to slow down the cessations in the mind, the wave patterns, and we start to bring the mind down to less thinking, no mind, we can start to open ourselves up to higher levels of awareness, higher levels of realization that allow us to release the conditioning of language, to move beyond the mind, beyond language, to higher states of peace, higher states of awareness, love, compassion, that allow us to see from a bigger perspective. And it's the freedom to be free, even if we live in a society that's filled with limitation, that's filled with other consciousness, that we might even feel limited in our own body, in our own health condition, but we can still experience inner freedom. And that inner freedom comes from being fully engaged, fully in acceptance of whatever we're going through, of allowing ourselves to embrace all of the human experiences that we're here to have without pushing it away or holding on, without feeling that we need to control, and without feeling like we have to clamp down and make things happen and force our way through the world, but really find a way of letting go, of living free from within. And this includes freedom from the fear of judgment, freedom from our own fears, being willing to look at more clearly our own fears. And that's where we'll often find our true liberation, is when we're willing to face those fears. Meditation gives us the courage to look at our fears, to look at our unconscious blocks, and to have clarity with what's really happening, so that We don't feel unconsciously bound or blocked by the fears that we may have. And we all have basic fears: fear of survival, fear of dying, fear of public speaking, fear of being rejected. There are very basic fears. And when we're able to address those fears directly, then we find freedom. They don't have a hold on us anymore. We don't live trying to avoid those fears, but we live freely from ourselves, freely from our heart. And it's also the ability to find peace, to have peace, and to source our energy, our inspiration from within. So that no matter what's going on around us, all the changes, all the chaos and the stress, it can all happen around us, but we don't let it affect our inner center of peace. We're able to cultivate a steady awareness, an inner stillness. And that from that inner peace and inner stillness comes great freedom and power and energy, because our inner state is no longer based on just what's going on around us. It's no longer based on our status, our power, our influence, or the things that our collective consciousness asks us to value, that we might not personally value. We find a new value from within. We're able to source ourselves from within, to know our divine worth, our true beingness, regardless of our external state of what's happening around us. And it's being able to build this inner strength through meditation. And that is where the true freedom comes from. It's understanding and accepting life as it is. Life can be full of suffering, but finding joy in it as well. Being fully engaged, being fully present with anything that comes your way, and having the ground and the stability and the awareness to dance with life skillfully, to flow with life, to not feel like we have to hold on so tightly or have so much anxiety and stress over everything that's happening, focusing our mind too much on the smaller things. Meditation gives us an opportunity to elevate our consciousness, to raise our consciousness, just by focusing on our breath, just by relaxing. I'd like to take you through a guided meditation that includes coaching questions that will help encourage contemplation in your own path. And afterwards, I'd like to open the conversation up and answer your questions and any comments that you have. Wherever you are, feel free to find a comfortable place where you won't be disturbed. And if you're not able to, just listen in the background. If you're sitting in meditation, it helps to have both of your feet firmly planted on the floor, with your spine moving up towards the sky, and your shoulders relaxed down your back. I encourage you to close your eyes if you can, or keep your eye gaze soft with the gaze turned inward, so that you begin to fully focus on your meditation and your inner landscape. The mind is very quick to go in different places, so during meditation, don't try too hard to control the mind. When we allow the mind to settle, we can start to experience the deep inner peace and freedom that comes from being still. It's like going to an eternal well, a spring that fills you up. So just sitting where you are, knowing that there's nowhere to go and nothing to do. Giving yourself full permission to be here and now. Take a breath in and exhale. Fully let it go. Feel your whole body relax down towards the earth. Take another breath and exhale. Let go of all stress, tension, and worry. Just let it flow out of you. And this time, as you take a breath, inhale. Let yourself become lighter. Let yourself become more comfortable and at ease. Completely tension-free. As tension-free as possible, knowing that you're completely safe to let go. To release any sense of holding, any tension in the neck, back, shoulders, letting it melt off of you. If you feel tension in the lower belly or your solar plexus, just noticing it and seeing what helps you soften a little more from your innermost core. Letting your breath relax you. Letting your breath nourish you. With each breath, feeling more vitality, more ease. Letting yourself become more present. Inviting all of your attention to this moment. Now centering yourself in your heart. Notice what it's like to rest in your heart center and move your attention away from your mind, down into your body and into your heart. With each breath, letting your heart center soften and relax. With each breath, letting your whole body relax. Letting your body open to the energy of the earth, the nourishment of the earth. And within your heart, finding a flame of awareness, the inner flame of your own wisdom, your own inner knowing and intuition. We know that when something is true for us, our heart feels open and expansive. And when something isn't true for us, our heart can tend to close and contract. So just paying attention now to the energy that you feel within your heart. Sometimes at first it can be difficult to feel deeply, and meditation helps us to connect more to our inner feeling, our true sensations. Meditation helps us to observe without judgment what's really happening in our inner world. So let yourself observe now. Observe with neutrality and compassion. Turning your attention towards your heart, asking, what does freedom mean to me? What does freedom mean to me? Noticing what comes up through your awareness. Maybe your mind is kicked in, and just letting things be as they are. Giving yourself a chance to access the wisdom of your heart. What would it mean to live free? To be free. What would allow me to live more freely? Meditating quietly on these questions. Perhaps you haven't yet thought about your own personal freedom and what that means to you. What it means to be liberated from within. And how meditation can take us to an internal place of finding freedom from within. Now see if you can tune into a sense of freedom in your body. So often our body can be tight and tense. But what would it like to find a sense of freedom in your body just sitting here? How would you adjust your body position? How would you breathe differently? If you let yourself connect to a feeling of freedom in your physical body, no matter where you are today or what challenges you're working with or how painful it may be, Can you find just a small sense of freedom from within your physical body? And what would it be like to be free inside of your mind? To be able to consciously choose your thoughts, free in your emotions, free in the way that you move through life. Can you envision yourself being free, being yourself, your true, authentic self? Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in peace. Breathing out, letting yourself feel that inner sense of freedom, the true sense of freedom that is you. And this concludes our guided meditation. You can gently blink your eyes open. Notice how you feel. And I invite you to contemplate these questions throughout your day, but also into your week and the rest of your life. These questions you can think about constantly, because we often suffer from our own mind, our own thinking, and meditation helps to free ourselves from the content and the speed of our mind. So the more we practice meditation, the more we're able to access these places inside of ourselves. And it's a quiet joy. It's not a freedom where you have, your way over everything type of freedom. It's a quiet freedom. It's a knowingness, and letting yourself go to those quiet places inside of yourself, the sacred places within yourself, so that you can fully live that out in your life.